Some people are so afraid of making a bad cake that they don't even turn the oven on. And then they spent years wondering they would have made. And I'm not talking about baking. Let's take baking, for example. Before recipes existed, someone had to figure out cake from scratch. Too much flour, not enough sugar, the oven's too hot, too much butter, not enough baking time. And every bad cake isn't proof that someone can't bake. It's the process that they have to go through and all the mistakes they have to make to prove to themselves that they can bake. But even today, all recipes aren't magic. Some people want more sugar, some people want less sugar, some people like cake more moist, some people like cake more dense. The perfect cake depends on who's eating it. And content works the exact same way. The only way to figure out what your audience does like is to figure out what they don't like first. You don't discover your recipe before you bake, you discover it because you baked. But what's funny is no one ever says, I can't bake my first cake because it might taste bad, but people will refuse to make their first video because it might only get 37 views, or someone might leave a mean comment, or it might not be perfect. Some people are so afraid of making a bad cake that they don't even turn the oven on. And then they spent years wondering they would have made. And I'm not talking about baking. That's what the fear of failure does. Somehow it convinces people that avoiding mistakes is somehow better than collecting the experience that comes from making them. Maybe I should start a baking channel. Not because I care about baking or being the best baker, but just to remind myself what it feels like to be bad at something again. I'm expecting to burn cakes, lopsided, cakes that belong in a smoke detector commercial, but I'll also be doing something that a lot of people are afraid to do. Ask for help. I'm gonna watch videos, I'm gonna read recipes, and I'm gonna talk to people that bake better than I do, because asking for directions doesn't mean that I failed. It just means that I care enough about what I'm doing that I'm going to learn how to get better at it faster. Whether it's baking, whether it's creating content, starting a business, or chasing any dream, nobody's going to be handed the recipe. Everyone has to go through the fire and make one mistake at a time. So maybe the goal isn't to avoid failing. Maybe it's to make enough bad cake until one day somebody starts asking you for the recipe. And no, I'm not talking about baking.